Hello.
Hey,
How
Danny,
are
how are you?
you?
Yeah, good,
It's so
thanks.
good to have you back.
It's been ages.
It has. COVID slowed it down, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure. How have you
Oh
been?
dear. I've been well. We've been so busy here. It's been great because although COVID slowed us down in person, it seems to have sped up the amount of releases that people have got because they had so much writing time. It's been great in that
Yeah.
respect.
Well, most of this new album was written over COVID. Yeah,
Well,
so there
yeah,
you go. It's sort of the
it,
flow-on effect.
it did, and it inspired people, I think. And I think also the way that people recorded changed because people are, I still want to record. So it's really changed. It seems like in 4 years, we've had a very big jump in music and how it's done.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of a good thing in some ways. There's so many people popping in already. Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Jen. Hi, Kaz. Everybody's there.
Hey guys.
There's so many people popping in. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. And we're very lucky he's working the controls tonight so that we can get to all the comments and see them all. Thank goodness he's there because I don't like doing it without him. Now, you got to have a good night last night. You went out and saw the Matildas. And how did that go? Was it a great vibe? And I know that the end result wasn't perfect, but it would have been pretty amazing.
So good. They've done us all proud. It's such an amazing effort. It's so good for women's football as well.
It is,
Um,
yeah.
like it makes like my youngest daughter wants to start playing soccer and
Oh,
that would be happening everywhere. It's awesome.
yeah. I just think it gives me goosebumps actually because watching all the people like last night and in the lead up to last night as well, just everybody was getting behind them. And I don't think I've seen, or said to you before we went live, I don't think I've seen people get behind soccer to this level.
No.
It's just been amazing. And I think it's just brought it out so much. And the whole place is proud and the whole music community just got behind them. That everybody just was last night. It was nobody. I know, you know how your phone often goes off like crazy. Last night, mine was dead silent for the first time I reckon in forever. And it was just everybody was watching the football, watching
Yes.
it. And yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing effort. They are incredible.
Well,
I've worked in AFL quite a lot over my long working career, and I've seen top athletes train and how much they put in. And you think, oh, it's a lot because they train every day and then they've got their games. But it is a lifestyle, and they are incredible. They definitely do our country so proud. It's wonderful
so
to see.
good. We're very
Yeah.
lucky.
We are. And how are you going? You've had a new album out for a week now. It's
Yeah.
been a week. How's it going?
So good. I've kept myself pretty busy during the week, but got lots of lovely messages about it so far,
Yeah.
and yeah, messages about different songs, how they've connected with people
Yes.
differently,
Yeah.
which is
I was going to ask you because I love this with the lyrics. I
yeah,
love seeing the lyrics. This is my
yeah,
favorite thing. And I got it and I was like, oh, yes. And I sat down and I listened to it and I read the whole way through when I was listening to it. I just loved
awesome.
it. You don't get to see it that often
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
It's so
Well,
good.
with Spotify and iTunes, it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a thing that we miss out on now. Yeah,
You think that they might bring that back somehow in the streaming platforms? Because I hear so many comments from people, they do miss that side of it, like having something to read and the
yeah,
thank yous and there's surely there's a way where they can include it into your artist page or something that people can click on if they really. Surely we can think of a way to keep doing something like this.
yeah. Yeah,
It'd
you
be
wouldn't think
really
it'd be that hard. Yeah,
no.
under the album have like the thank yous and dedications and
Yes.
stuff. And
Yeah,
it'd be
and the
great.
lyrics, if people want to click on it, it'd get more engagement into the pages to the artists as well. I think
Definitely.
it'd give people the opportunity I'm going to write to them, see if I can change that. Just another thing to do, but I can do it. Uh, we don't do anything much. We're never busy.
Yeah.
So why not? Tell us about the album because I always tell people I have favorites, but they always change depending on how I'm feeling. But I think at the moment my favorite on your album is probably I was trying to think of it before we went live, and I reckon it's probably. Oh, I don't think I can choose tonight. Probably, I think "Ain't Worth Fighting." I like that. I love the
Yeah.
sound at the moment. What is your? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, Ain't Worth Fighting is a fun one.
Yeah.
That sort of, it started out as a bit of a chilled song, and it's grown into this. While we were recording it, we just kept putting stuff on it, and
Yeah.
it
Okay.
it grew into this really loud, layered, um, yeah, track.
Beautiful.
It's yeah.
It
So
is.
I like that. Yeah.
I love layered songs, and I love listening to them multiple times to break the layers down in my
Yeah.
mind. So that's probably why it stands out. But the whole album is fantastic. I love everything from the artwork right through, even the CD. It's so nice to see and hold it, and it was so lovely because you sent it down so long ago, and I was sitting on
Yeah.
it. And I'm like, I can't tell people about this one yet.
Oh, thank
But
you. Yeah.
it was lots of fun. You've obviously have been sitting on this for a while. If you wrote it through COVID, was there
Yeah.
a timing to release now? Is there a specific reason for now, or it just felt right? What is your?
Well, we recorded it sort of this time last year, like July
Yeah,
last year. So it's been ready. I mean, we were waiting for vinyl and all that sort of stuff.
yeah,
So that takes a while as well. But
yeah.
I suppose it couldn't have been ready any sooner. Yeah, we
No,
with the
it's
waiting
just
for
that, yeah.
vinyl and stuff.
Because
So
that takes a fair while now, doesn't it? Vinyl. Because you put your order in. There's quite a backlog, I think, isn't there?
yeah,
For that
yeah,
yeah.
maybe maybe 3 months or something. I think we were waiting for. And
Yeah,
like that gives
right.
you some time to release some singles and do some
Yeah,
film
that's
clips
true.
and stuff. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
How did you go when you were writing this? Did you have the singles in mind, or did you wait till it was all ready and then go, this feels like a single, that one feels like? How did you sort of pick that?
yeah. Pretty much. Once it was all recorded, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose you just go with your gut feeling.
Ah,
And I suppose a lot of people have heard the album already, and
yeah.
friends and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is a ripper. Like maybe
Yeah.
this could be a
Yeah.
single."
This
And
one. Yeah.
yeah, so that
You've
was
got to. It's hard. It's really hard to pick a single and know what it's going to do, because you hear a song and think that's a single, and then that one goes out and it doesn't do as well as one that you
yeah,
would have thought wasn't a single. And it's hit and miss every week. It's not even there's no consistency to it
yeah.
anymore.
You can't pick it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Lean, how are you?
Hey.
Are you going tomorrow night? Because you've got your album. You've got your album. It is tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Friday,
Yeah,
right? It is.
yeah.
I
Album
keep
launch.
thinking Wednesday. It's tomorrow. How are you feeling? How's that going? Getting all ready for the launch? Is it a bit nerve-wracking?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm I'm struggling. Not struggling. I'm worried I will not remember lyrics because we haven't.
Oh, really?
I haven't played the I haven't played some of the songs in like 6 months.
You're
So
going to be sitting up there with this, aren't you?
so we've been rehearsing for the last few months.
Yeah.
I'll be right. It's just muscle
You'll
memory,
be
but
fine. And
that's
look,
the only thing I'm
they're
worried
your
about.
songs, so you can say that this was,
Yeah,
this was the first take. You can play it off. Like, this is
yeah,
how it started.
yeah. We'll get away with it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
no,
you
it
can.
should be good fun.
And yes, actually, thank you, Scott, because this is wonderful. Don't forget, because if you haven't, I know Kayleen said she had tickets already. So if any of you haven't already got tickets for tomorrow night, you can still get some. I checked before we went live, so I'm not being mean and rubbing it in and everything. But if you want to jump onto the website there and grab your tickets tonight when we're finished, because if I was in Victoria, I would definitely be there. It'd just be a great night. And how special when you've been doing it for so long now to try and
Yeah.
get this album out. And tomorrow night must feel like it's finally coming together.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I suppose one thing I haven't been doing is songwriting. So
Okay.
I haven't felt the urge, but I'm hoping once this is out once this album's out,
You'll
I'll
feel
I'll
ready.
feel like it again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we had Tammy Moxon on last night, and she said that she hasn't written since doing this because she said I have to keep her headspace in this album because it's sort of been ready for so long, and she sort of, one, hasn't fully felt it, but two, doesn't want to get her head into a different place when she's releasing this kind of current music. So I guess that's similar. It's hard to, because when you release an album, a lot of the time you're on the next one before we know about it, because you've got to keep that momentum. But it must be really hard to then go and perform something that in your own mind you've probably moved forward from a little bit. So I can understand that.
For sure.
Yeah. But yes, I know you were sitting there with your guitar. Would you still like to do a song for us?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I might play my favorite song on the album would be People Don't Think Like Us.
Yes. I love that one. Yes. All right. Well, I will give you the room.
Thank you.
I will let everybody enjoy.
Picking raspberries before the birds did. Breathing deep. Step away from it all for a bit. Something about a little time in nature makes the mind rewind, reflecting on past complications. If we never grow, then we never change. That somehow satisfies my soul. We're digging deep, we're building trust. But people don't think like us. Surrender to the concrete jungle, wound up so tight, like a really hard game of Twister, pushing round pegs through square holes. So tired of respecting the status quo. If we never grow, then we never change. That somehow satisfies my soul. We're digging deep, we're building trust. But people don't think like us. Forward thinking, looking back. Now there's only time to keep an eye on the neighborhood, cup of tea in hand. You and me, we'd make great detectives. Ba ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. If we never grow, we'd never change. That somehow satisfies my soul. We're digging deep, we're building trust. But people don't think like us. But people don't think like us.
Hello. Sorry, my mouse didn't want to click. I was trying.
Thank you.
Give up and use my finger. No, that was lovely. I love that song. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There are so many people in the comments really enjoying the songs, enjoying the albums, loving the lyrics. I know Jan popped in there a minute ago that she loved the lyrics, and Paula said she loves the song. So lots of people popping in. Did anyone else that's watching go to the Matildas game last night? It would have been absolutely packed, I imagine.
Yeah, it was crazy. A lot of Matilda supporters as well, like mostly Matilda supporters.
Oh,
When
wow. The
when Sam
feeling.
Kerr kicked that goal, there wasn't much build up for it. Usually, like the crowd starts getting loud, but
Yeah.
because she kicked it from so far out, like as soon as that went in, the place went crazy. It was scary. Like it was
You would have
so
felt it.
loud,
You'd have gone through you.
so
Actually,
loud.
when I watched that on the TV today, when I saw a news clip of it, I actually thought about that. And how they were saying how Taylor Swift's fans cause that earthquake, and I
Yeah,
thought I've been to stadiums and felt the rumble of a crowd, like because I've walked
yeah,
onto a football field to work on it in an AFL finals kind of field. That goes through
yeah,
you, like that. There would have been so many more people there last night, and then I thought I can understand why that did that, because it physically goes through you, doesn't it? That
hey, yeah,
wheelie rumble. It's really
yeah.
cool. I
The
like it.
raw, yeah.
Yeah, so special. But what a beautiful song and a beautiful
Thank
album. Have you got some more singles that you're going to release from the album now? What are your plans to you want to get out on the road? What are you thinking?
Yeah, maybe one more single.
Yep.
I'm not sure what yet, but we'll see what pops up. Yeah, a few film clips, and they're fun to make. And
Yes.
I suppose
Yeah.
just yeah, some shows later on in the year. Maybe some festivals and a Newcastle show, which will be
Okay.
fun. Yeah,
You need to come and do a Tassie show. We need
I'd love
another
to
one.
do a Tassie show.
It'd be amazing. We could definitely do a Tassie show.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Um, what I was going to ask you too about videos, what do you have? What is your input? Do you you do the songs? Do you hand it over, or do you go, no, do you have a vision and make it come to life? What's your process?
Well, the last few videos we've done have just been like performance videos, but um, I love a story in a film clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got a few like videographers that I work with that are very creative as well.
Mm.
So I pretty much just leave it to them, and yeah, I mean if I really hated the idea, I'd say something, but I
Yeah, yeah.
haven't had that
Mm.
yet. No.
No, it's one of those things I always ask, because I guess it's almost like your writing style. Some artists will have a really set way, some it will change depending on the song or the moment that it pops into your mind, and
Mm.
some I talk to, they have that full creation, and as they're writing a song, the film clip's almost in their mind ready as they write it, and others sort of like,
Yeah,
no, I didn't have a picture, I just sort of let it go, and yeah, I love
yeah,
hearing how everyone has a different hand in what they do.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah. Do you have a favorite part of the whole process?
The recording. The
The
recording is
recording.
my favorite part. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I want to record another album next year. I don't really have any songs written yet, but that's the goal. And yeah, I'm tipping that it's happened before. Like if I oh, who produced the album?
Beautiful question. Great question, Kayleen.
Yeah. So Callum Barter, who's a Melbourne producer, he's moved over to LA now. Um,
Yeah.
I helped him build his home studio in 2018,
Oh,
and
wow.
went back after COVID and said, "Oh, come check out the space." And we ended up, recording a track. It was People Don't Think Like Us.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
recorded that together, and I said, "Oh, do you have a bass player?" And he's like, "There's a guy that lives down the road, Paul. He's a legend. I've just met him at a few barbecues." And he came along, and like absolute gentleman, like he was a lot of fun. I put an Insta story up of him, and a few bass player friends were like, how did you get him? Like
Oh,
he's
really?
yeah, so he's worked on like so many massive things, all these things that I grew up with in the 90s. Yeah, so he actually co-produced the album as well, Paul Bushnell. So and just made some really good friends out of it as well. Yeah.
I love that. Just he's just somebody that's down the road, and just sometimes things just fall in place, don't they? It's
So
just
LA, yeah,
yeah, it's beautiful. I love it.
yeah.
Kaz, one of the best gigs that I've ever been to was Clint and Darren. Oh, in Tamworth. Well, actually, that would have been a fantastic show.
Yeah, I love Darren.
Oh, yes, so do we. We love having him on. Are you guys going to do another one in Tamworth? Do you
I
think? Is
should
it
chat with
something
him.
I think, yeah, that's something
Yeah,
we should definitely look at.
definitely. Yeah.
Are you going to head up to Tamworth this year or next year? Start of next year?
I think I will. I've booked accommodation for the last few years and haven't showed up. It's all
Oh,
it's
really?
all it's all felt a bit too hard, but I've got accommodation for next year, so I
In the
should.
same spot, or
Yeah.
they must have loved you. They wouldn't have. The room was clean.
Well, I've let a few friends stay in there, so
Yeah, that's
they
perfect.
yeah, so it's worked out well. They've enjoyed
You know,
it.
actually, when you think of it, if you can lock in your accommodation at the start of the year but not actually need it, you really could make money off of that.
Yeah, for sure.
The
Yeah,
last minute accommodation that people need is it's crazy.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm still paying. I'm just about to pay for last year's accommodation, and then we've got next year's to come.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well, don't pay for it. You can stay in my place. I won't
yeah,
need it.
that's right. I know that Clint's got a place. He's not here, but he's got a place.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, so yeah, you were saying one more song, like you're thinking, one more song to come along. Maybe if you haven't decided, guys, let us know what you guys think would be a really good next single. Tell us in the comments what you like and why that one particularly stands out to you. Because have you had some people giving you ideas of what the songs made them feel and where it's sort of taken them in their minds yet? It's probably a bit early to have heard
Yeah,
from people.
I've had a few messages. I'm trying to think. So there's a lot of breakup songs on there, which I'm not sure why, but I wrote most of
Just
the album with I wrote
just
most
because,
of the album with Billie Joe Porter.
yes, I
Um,
love it.
oh, she's a legend. She's
Isn't
on her way
she?
back from Canada at the moment, so
Oh,
hopefully
is
we
she?
can.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah,
their big trip. Yeah. Oh my gosh, is that
yeah,
finished already? That's
yeah.
gone so quick. Oh,
So we're gonna try catch up and do some more songwriting,
yeah.
but
She's
legend.
I love
And I think that's
her.
why this album definitely feels a lot more upbeat to my last few. I reckon it's Billy Joe's
With
positivity
her.
and maybe the LA vibes as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was gonna say, yeah, that. And how did you go with your artwork and all your photos that you've got right around the they're probably a little bit hard to see through the camera,
Yeah.
but tell me about that. Was that your hand, and was that all sort of you giving all that? Because I
So
love this. That was fantastic when I saw that. I thought, that
that
is
was
so clever.
well, that was how we named the album. So I was just in the vocal booth and the producer came up. We just had a camera in the studio, which if anyone's out there recording an album, just have a camera in there with a 20mm lens, just kicking around.
Yes.
Tell everyone to pick it up and shoot away because you can never have too much,
No,
of
no.
a
People
beautiful,
love it.
beautiful memories like captured on camera and stuff. But that was just a photo. I just did the stupid LA,
Yeah, yeah. That
logo.
well, I thought that was real. I would have never thought that up. To
Yeah,
do that.
and then going through the photos, I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's a good album cover. Let's call it LA. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. I
But
love how that came. That is
yeah,
perfect.
Zach the guitarist put all the artwork together, and it was his idea to put like little snippets of,
Yes.
excuse me, of
In the
the journey.
studio and
Yeah,
yeah, I love that. That is so good. That's
yeah,
one of the things I think I do miss with the albums is you do it's a bit of that behind the scenes stuff of the creation of the album, isn't it? What people put in there and it
yeah,
makes it feel so much I think you feel like you know the stories a bit more. You have that bit more connection to it or something. I think it
yeah.
sort of yeah, it does. Jamie put a comment up there a minute ago. We should get you down to play at one of the rodeos down here.
Yeah,
There's
I
some
love that.
that is a brilliant idea, Jamie. You might have to put us in touch with who we need to talk to get that happening because I think that would be loads of fun. As long as he wears the Matilda's beanie.
Yeah.
He's got to bring that back.
I would love to get down to Tassie. I was going to pop
It
in.
would
A
be.
friend of mine's filming a movie down there at the moment, and I was going
Oh,
to pop in.
really?
Yeah. Um,
Whereabouts?
oh, I'm not sure. It's called
No,
Ancestry Road. Um,
I've heard about that.
I think it's
I
been in the
think.
papers and stuff at the
Yeah,
moment. But
yeah.
yeah, I was going to pop in last on my album launch day, and it was too hard, and Yeah, Kaz
Yeah.
will come. Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Come
I'd
with
love to
me
come
out.
and do a few shows.
Well, we've got accommodation sorted. We've got a venue sorted. Jamie, let us know who we need to talk to, and we can make this happen.
Thanks, Jamie.
Maybe you can use the next film clip down here while you're here. We'll do a
Yeah,
whole
definitely.
trip.
Awesome.
And Lucy Targa has got a new song coming out, Jonathan. I would love to have her on the show because she's so beautiful. I haven't had her for a while. It's been lovely to see these suggestions come through as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a good idea. Get you out on the road a bit more, and
Yeah,
then
definitely.
you can have some stories to write about for the next one.
Yeah, perfect.
How are you going with? Do ideas pop in your mind every now and again? Do you write them down, or do you just now that you're doing it at the moment, you just completely don't think about it?
So I still get ideas popping into my head, and I use the notes section on the phone and voice memos. But I'll go through voice memos and I'll have a listen. I'll be like, what does this mean? Yeah. But like, we had a little Wi-Fi booster thing put on the front of our house a few months ago, and the electrician's like, "Oh, it shouldn't really be out in the weather." I'm like, and it hardly ever rains from the north.
Where
And
does it normally go?
well,
Isn't
it
it
should
an
go
outside?
undercover, but I said it hardly ever rains from the north, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put that in a song somewhere.
That is a really good song. I like that. Yes.
So just silly things like that. Like I'll say a line, or I'll steal it from someone. Someone will say something, and it probably comes across really rude, but I'll be just
just keep talking because I'm getting a few good things out of you right now.
yeah. But
I'll put you
good fun. Yeah.
That is so good. I love the ideas of hearing that. I don't think when I get ideas and stuff, I'm not a put them in my phone person because I tried with notes and my phone's even got the pen, like it's the Samsung with the pen. And I did it. And I didn't know that you had to press save. I just assumed that it would save it. So that's happened a few good times, and I'm like, oh, that's a really good one. And then I go back to look, I'm like, can't remember it. So I've lost it. So I'm a notepad and or sticky notes at work. I go through them, and
Everywhere.
half the time it's just like a couple of words scribbled down because I'm like, oh, well, that's in my brain. I've got to write that down. And then people think that all these sticky notes mean things that I've got to do at work, and it's things I've got to do when I get home because these things are in my head. But it's funny how people do it all differently. The candidates, they said often it'll be just one line in a song. So yeah. Actually, sometimes it is just one line and then changes the whole song and you just stuck on it. It's funny how it works.
Yeah. Well, listening back to songs on the album, I'll hear the line that started it all, like the people don't think like us. That was we started off our Zoom call, Billy Joe and myself, having a chat. What have you been up to? And I just said, oh, I've been out picking raspberries before the birds did. And I'm like, let's put that into a song.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's lovely. I love that sort of thing. It's beautiful to see people doing that. Are you a fan of doing the Zoom writes? Do you quite enjoy doing it over Zoom?
Yeah. It makes it hard there's a bit of a delay, so you both can't play together or sing along with one another. But yeah, I love it, and it just opens up so many more possibilities.
Options. It definitely does, doesn't it? I think it was something that was around pre-COVID, but not common. And now kind of the norm to people to write together. And I think unless you're touring and in the area that they live, flying or driving to each other to do a write can be quite costly. So it breaks some of those costs out of releasing music, which is why we're getting so much now, because people can do it a lot and on a much more reasonable budget, I think.
Yeah.
And people turn their homes into studios, and it's just been wonderful to see the creation of coming out of it. But yes, where can we get your album if we want to buy it and get a hard copy, or if we want some vinyl? Where can we look?
Yeah, for sure. So clintwilsonmusic.com. There's a store there. You can buy vinyl, CDs, cassettes with this release.
Cassettes, really?
if you've got a tape
Oh,
player.
I'm down. I'm having one. I'm going to order that. That is gold. I still have a cassette player.
Awesome. I'll send you one
Yes.
over.
Oh, how special. I
So
love
good.
the vinyl. Look at the pink vinyl. Isn't that
Yeah,
cool?
yeah. I'll send some
Yes.
over for you. But
I love it.
the cassettes, just I've got so many memories listening to music and
Yes.
like having a Walkman and sharing an earphone with
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you
awesome.
still have your Walkmans? I do. I've still got mine. I've got
They,
4.
they are worth so much money. They're worth a few
Are they really?
$1,000 on. Yeah, jump
Oh
on
my god.
eBay.
Oh my gosh. I've even got
They're
a. Do you remember
worth-
the old when we went to Discmans and you had
Discman,
the.
yeah,
Yeah, I have one of them too. I mean, you couldn't actually walk and play with it because it would jump, but
it's skipped.
the thought was there.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Awesome.
was actually going through all my old records and my Australian records and things for Tamworth. We've got some ideas for the parade and things, and
Yeah.
I've got thousands, and I mean thousands of like the original old Regal Zonophones, and I've got an original of Johnny Cash with signatures. I've got
Wow.
all those, but they used to be so heavy, the records, and then
Yeah,
they went
yeah,
to the panel. Like they I was going through I have got so much. I was just oh my god, I really need to get somehow display all of these, but
yeah,
cassettes. My memory with cassettes is you used to record your own and you'd
yeah, yeah.
dub songs onto it. And
Yeah.
yeah, oh,
That,
aren't they special?
that was the only way we could, get me. You could, I mean, you could buy the CDs and stuff, but you'd have to wait for the radio to play it and hit record. Yeah,
Exactly. Yes,
yeah.
you couldn't play it in your car if you didn't do that. Oh, did Fanny just bring her album out in cassette as well? That was this week too, wasn't it? That came out this week or last week? There's
Yeah,
been a few albums released in the last week.
yeah, it's busy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. But again, before we do go, social media, what's the best platform that you keep up to date for everyone? Is there a preferred? Because I know, like all of us, we've got hundreds of different ones. Do you have a preferred platform for us?
I'm pretty hopeless, but Instagram is probably my preferred
Of
platform.
all
Yeah,
of
Clint
yes,
Wilson Music.
Clint Wilson Music, and that's on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
it not wonderful? He's even listed them there on Spotify and
So good.
because how many? It's so hard because everybody's social media is slightly different to the.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Thanks,
lovely.
Scott.
Thank you so much for coming and chatting to us tonight. And again, before we go tomorrow night, can they get tickets on the door as well, or is it pre-buy?
Um, I reckon you can. I'm going to say you can. And
Yeah,
if you rock up and they say no, call me and I'll
yeah,
you know.
come out. Yes. So make sure. Oh, April did a cassette as well. I haven't actually heard
Oh,
his. I have that in my list of I have to play at the
awesome.
moment. Break a leg tomorrow night, she
Kaz,
said.
see you soon, Kaz.
It would be lovely to be there tomorrow night. Are you going to get someone to do some footage and stuff so you can pop it up after?
Yeah,
Yes. Perfect. It'd be
yeah,
lovely to see. I know Kayleen said she'll be there. So Kayleen, get some beautiful photos for us and enjoy it. And pause it, cassette player and CD player and vinyl player. Still have mine. And old school radio too. Me too. I actually it's interesting. I'd love to just be able to walk into people's houses and see their equipment because a lot of people have still
yeah,
got it.
yeah, yeah,
They lasted. My dad's record player is so old but so good.
yeah,
They did last, whereas now it doesn't last. You get your speakers and they don't
yeah.
last anything like they used to.
Don't build them
Um,
like they used to.
no, they don't. And Jonathan just said, "Do you have VHS tapes as well?" I have VHS tapes here everywhere. Do you still have one of those?
I think I've got like one of my favorite movies growing up was Stand By Me. I've
Yes,
got
I
one of
love it.
I've got one of them taped off the TV, and there's ads, and I think there's like a Tats Lotto um,
Drawer.
drawer in the middle of it.
Or if you ever go back in, if we ever get a time machine,
Oh
you
yeah,
need to
yeah.
take that with you.
Take the
So you
numbers.
get a ticket, yeah.
So good.
That's what you need. Yes, she said. Kaz said to Kaylin, give you a hug from her tomorrow night. But
Oh,
yeah,
thanks, Kat.
I hope it
Definitely.
goes well. And thank you so much for coming on the show. It's just been lovely having you back. And we'll have to have another show for your next single when it's released.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks so much, Danni, and we'll catch up really soon. I'm loving the Tassie gig idea
I
too.
like that idea. Absolutely.
awesome.
I think we have to get onto that. But yes, that'll be really good. Well,
Love
thank you again for joining, and thank you everybody for watching. I know that it's been a busy week for all of you with shows and soccer and everything that's going on. So we do appreciate you tuning in and letting us know that you're there, because it's lovely to hear from you. And I love that you ask questions, because then I know that we're giving you the content that you want. So keep them coming. We love it. And we will see you all next week. We've got shows next Wednesday. We've got a couple of shows coming up on Wednesday and a couple potentially on Thursday. We're just waiting to lock them in. So we've got lots coming, and I hope you all have a wonderful, safe weekend. And if you're heading to the muster, enjoy a nice cold one for us as well. All right. We'll see you all soon.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Danni. Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.